that Tennille would be great in a Disney show as a kid's imaginary friend. It's like Johnny's friend Tennille, like that's like, and it's some weird kid in like Nebraska, but then his imaginary friend is Jamaican for some reason, and then just never explain it. And it's like, Johnny, you need to calm down. You cannot be yelling at your teachers like that.
Yardman Podcast are the one. 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 Yardman Podcast. Tell about the Yardman Podcast. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast.
Boom! Davin Antonil back again with the Yardman Podcast, the number one Jamaican podcast in Murcia, Spain, and we are here with episode
number 50. Boss some gun, man.
No
Boom.
violence. No violence.
Rakam.
What's the champagne? Next, for number 100, we'll put on the champagne. Episode 50, to be honest, I wanted 50 Cent here.
Yes.
But he didn't respond to my DM.
Nah.
And I told him, like, we would actually put him up in the finest 4-star restaurant, hotel in Murcia.
4-star, why not 5-star?
There's no 5 stars here. put him up. What's the hotel called down the road, right around the corner?
Is it
Siete Coronas.
Siete Coronas. Yeah.
It doesn't even have a pool, but it has a restaurant.
or Hotel Nelva.
Nelva might be better, actually.
No, I think Siete
But
Coronas
then,
is better.
we'd have to get him a car and all of that to come from Nelva.
True.
If we put him right around the corner, then he can just walk here.
Let's just walk.
He can just walk.
Him and his entourage, if he brings an entourage.
50 Cent, he definitely has an entourage.
Well, probably not as big as when he was
No.
The older you get, the smaller your entourage is.
True, and I think he just
yeah.
has security now, not really,
Yeah,
probably.
is security an entourage?
It depends.
No, I don't think security is an entourage.
It depends because most young artists, I would say, they have an entourage that function as a de facto security. They're not trained security professionals, but they're there
To protect.
They're the buffer.
Yeah, they're there exactly.
They're the human shield.
They are there, and they're there to protect as well. Like it's a big thing in Jamaica as well. Like,
Yeah, of course.
your entourage, one of their main duty is not just to have a hype man in it, not just to have a manager in it. It's to have someone that watches out.
These
so then,
and these
you know.
business, you know.
But nowadays, it's better to get professional security. Because entourage is why Tupac and Biggie are dead. Like,
Well, and they were sitting on the passenger side. They
Yeah.
want to sit on the passenger side.
never sit on the
Never sit
passenger.
on the passenger
Sit in the
side.
back seat.
Back seat, middle. You know, there's somebody.
No,
in the
no,
way.
no.
There's somebody in the way. Now, if you have to get out, that's hard. But
Well, yeah.
You don't want
Complicated.
Did you guys hear that story when the Rolling Stones hired the Hells Angels to be their security?
The
No.
Hells
They did a
Angels.
riot at a concert because the Hells Angels in the 80s were insane.
I think bands in the 80s just got away
No, but
with
the Hells
so
Angels
much.
were a motorcycle gang. They're in the
Ah,
US, like, a big
well.
motorcycle gang in the US, and they're like a huge criminal syndicate.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised by that because in the music industry, one of the best ways to clean money is through music for gangs. So they work a lot in the music
No,
industry.
Yeah, but they were security for the concert.
Oh,
And then they just started fighting people at the concert because they're insane. Because it was the Hells Angels in the 80s. They snorted half the coke they did.
all right. So as you guys can tell, we have someone.
Yes,
you
we
know,
have a
in the
special
building.
guest.
We have someone in the building. I've known this guy for what, 4 or 5 years now? 3? Wow, it feels like I've known
It
you
feels
longer.
like more,
He's the whitest guy. He's the whitest guy I know.
And he has my name. He has my name.
Yeah,
He has my name, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, smart. He's the reason why Tony had to change his name to Tonio.
Basically.
He has colonized Tonio's name.
No.
Wait, Steve, how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 28 right
I
now.
got it first. I'm 32.
Okay,
well.
so Tonio.
Yeah.
Okay. What else about?
Looks sticky.
He is he's Irish descent, but he's American. He's also the most American person I know.
And the most knowledgeable person about movies, I would say. Honestly, this man can reference a million movies, like just like this, yeah.
No, you know, I always have this thing, like when I'm here, and I go to events with like a lot of white friends and stuff, I always see them doing stuff that I see in the movies. There's always that one guy
Yeah.
with the movie references.
Yeah.
And even yesterday, I went to this Friendsgiving thing, and I was sat there eating, and there was this girl talking about her cat, and I'm like, why are we talking about a freaking cat?
People love their pets.
No, but it was cool. She was like, oh, my cat had one of its legs amputated and it cost me. And we were having that. It was just this.
Well,
I know.
That's an interesting conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
but.
they get a cat's leg cut off. That's not just like,
that's not how-
Mr. Whiskers. Like,
Yeah, but
That's
if
not
I
something
was
that
with my
happens
black
every day.
friends, honestly, they're not paying $1,500 to save that cat.
No,
To
$1,500.
save that cat?
well, how
I couldn't go back home if I did that.
how old
I couldn't go back home if I did that.
It doesn't.
It kind of it does matter.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how old. I don't know. It was a good age cat.
My mom's rule is, because my mom trains and shows Dalmatians and stuff, so we've had a lot of dogs in my life. When the dog is 10 or older, no expensive surgeries.
Oh, okay.
Because it's towards the end, and when they're at that age, the surgery might end up putting them through much trauma and stress that they end up dying anyway.
Oh, okay.
Like, we had a dog when she was like 10, great Dalmatian named Gracie. And she had a surgery when she was 10, and she ended up dying like 6 months later anyway because she's too old to be going through something traumatic like that. So once 10, like, my mom's rule is 10, no more.
Okay. For me,
It's nothing.
no.
For Devane, it's like, I'm going to go outside and shoot it.
No, bro, I'm not going to go bankrupt. I'm not going to take out a loan.
Oh,
I'm not
no,
going to put a surgery on a
no
credit
loans.
card for a dog. And I'm not going to, let's say I had $1,500 in the bank and this is my dog, 5 years old, still in its prime, and it needed a surgery.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the $1,500.
Then don't get a dog. A dog
I don't
is
have a cat.
and that's why you don't get a dog, because if you're not willing to, because it's a life that's in your care.
Exactly. I accept the responsibility,
Yeah.
and I know that I have other responsibilities
Exactly. Yeah.
that $1,500 could be used for than to
Yeah.
place on a dog. But I know people that would sell their house to save their pet.
House is a lot.
No.
Is a lot.
Well, medical expenses can equate to the price of a
Yeah,
house.
for sure.
Like you miss a few mortgage payments based on that, and you also end up going in foreclosure.
yeah.
But enough of the pet analysis.
Yeah, Devane is the hitman, just
Yeah.
whacking dogs.
No, and I love animals and I love dogs.
How much?
But just like when you go and get your insurance, there is a value placed on your life.
Yeah.
And
You put less value.
I put less value on an animal's life than a human being's life.
We've already been over that.
Yeah, we've seen
A
this.
million times. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate comments on that, but I don't.
Yeah,
give a
yeah.
fuck.
All the cat
I-
owners are coming for you now.
No, I don't really like cats overall, but cats love me.
You know, I prefer cats. I prefer cats than dogs.
That
Yeah?
doesn't shock me, but
Yeah, your personality screams like you love a cat.
Why not? You know, they're their own people. They don't need us.
People.
being.
They're their own being.
being.
They don't need us.
They do.
They need
no.
us to guide them.
But that's why I like dogs.
But that's it.
I like to feel
Appreciate
appreciated
it.
from the thing that I sink so much time and money.
No, cats show their appreciation to you when they want to.
Yeah, with a scratch in the face. All right, so we have Neil here, and for episode 50, what we're gonna do, guys, is still a little bit of the regular programming. But first off, normally I take on people with the quizzes. I have a quiz for Tonil and Neil.
Yeah.
What class? Tonil and Neil.
Neil and Neil.
Neil
This
and-
is our radio show.
Neil
and
and
Tony.
Tony.
Neil in the
Yeah.
morning.
I should quit, and you should take over.
Neil and Tony
Neil in the
show.
morning.
Neil and Tonil in the morning. Okay, pause, but.
Oh, achoo.
Oh, come on. That's all radio shows.
No, Neil and Tonil at night. Pause. Late.
The midnight shift. Neil.
Pause.
Pause. Neil.
The late late show with Neil and Tonil.
Yo, stop that.
Afternoon drive? I don't know.
The Neil and Tonil
Now
show.
you're just looking for
The Neil and Tonil show. That would be
Davian.
Neil and Tonil
You pause for the next 50 episodes.
Me pause or Neil?
In less than a minute, you got more than 10 pauses.
Neil
David.
and Tony. Okay, all right. So first thing, quiz
Yes.
with Neil and Tony. And then Tadila is gonna say some fun stuff about
the number 50.
And then I'm back again. Davane and he doesn't have the same ring to it.
Davane and Neil. Neil and Davane.
Neil and the
No, it doesn't have the same ring.
Davane.
Until the end.
There's no
Davane and Neil until the end.
Yeah. We'll find to have a quick chat and get to know a little bit more about him. Talk about some movies, sports,
Yeah, man.
and just life in Spain and what it's like to be
Neil.
What it's like to be Neil.
so real. Pause.
Bro. So introducing our guest. Mr. Neil is here with us.
What's up, man?
On the Couch of the Yardman podcast. It's so good to have you here with
Hanging
me.
out, man.
It's so good to have you here. How have you been finding the weather, Neil?
Amazing. It's great. I'm
Yeah?
from a cold place. You guys are from a warm place.
Because anytime I go out, Neil, for example, I wear a sweater, I wear a jacket, and then when you turn up, you're in a t-shirt and jeans.
So I have my hoodie. My hoodie is here. How is hoodie pause? No, that's a cultural thing. Hoodie is hoodie.
And today is the 20.
Hold on. Neil is that Neil is that one white guy that would be outside in winter in shorts
That's
and a
not
t-shirt.
true. That's not true. T-shirt.
No, I don't believe so.
T-shirt maybe. Shorts no. So the school, the Catholic school I went to, they. Oh, I'm too excited. Just want to tell the story. The school I went to, we had to wear uniforms. Did you guys have to wear uniforms in Jamaica?
Yeah, we had to wear uniforms. Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. So we had to wear uniforms, and so many kids, not me, were like that, where they would just wear shorts or skirts, and it's like a foot of
God.
snow outside.
Yeah.
Our school finally was just like no shorts or skirts from like November 1st to April 31st. Basically.
Makes sense. It
Because
makes
they were
sense.
just protecting these kids from getting pneummonia. Because
Well,
these kids
yeah,
are just
yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
But at the same time, we're from a cold place. Like all the kids that were wearing them, they're like, their families are from like Eastern Europe or something. You guys are from a warm place.
Warm tropical place. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's quiz
All right,
it. Let's go.
right now, Davane has a quiz prepared for us, to break the ice with our new guest, Neil.
Let's do it.
And he's going to ask some questions, and then we're going to answer one by one.
All right, so I want you guys to do a rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first. The questions are in order. I have 10 questions.
Oh, shit.
It's his show. He should go first.
No, rock, paper, scissors.
No, well,
Rock, paper,
it
scissors.
might affect you. I don't want anyone to say, "Hey, I went first, so I lost because this question came up in this round."
Oh.
I want it to be
All right.
fair.
We'll go fair.
We aren't crybabies, Davane.
All right, on 3 or on shoot?
So rock, paper, scissors,
Shoot. Okay, so on shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right, so I go first.
You want to go first? So 10 questions.
All right.
They're all related to the number 50.
Ooh.
All right, and I split them up so that they're split between American and Jamaican questions.
Okay.
So that is.
So I'll learn.
So
some
that's
stuff.
why I was saying it's important the number that you choose.
Oh, so
'cause
do
you
I
might-
get all the Jamaican questions
You
now?
might.
I even tried, and you were like, no.
Okay, so which country, famous for its vast wilderness and northern lights, celebrated its 50th anniversary of becoming a full self-governing nation? That's not an American question, by the way.
That's not. Oh, thank you. Northern country. It's either Iceland or Greenland, right? It's one of those. I'm gonna say Greenland.
Correct.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Tony, you're actually getting a Jamaican question.
All right, let's see.
Okay. Which popular Jamaican music festival known for showcasing reggae artists celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2023? Neil would have no clue.
I would have no idea.
I want to say, Reggae Sumfest.
Correct.
Very good.
Nice. There you go.
Neil, the
Yes.
famous 50 Cent rapper, whose real name is Curtis James Jackson III, made his big splash in the early 2000s with a debut album.
Get rich
What
or die
was-
trying.
Correct.
Hey, Get Rich or Die Trying. Everybody had that album in like 2003 to like 2006. Everyone had that album.
When people used to buy albums.
Oh, man, that album is I don't mean to divert. That album is incredible. That album's so good. Yeah.
All right. Next question. Daniel. American question. Which iconic American car model first introduced in 1964 celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2014 with making a special edition marking the milestone?
Bomboclat. All right. Is it Pontiac?
No.
Ford? Do I get two answers?
No!
Okay,
Why would you get...
It's the type of car, right?
Yeah.
It's not the like company.
That's not a company.
it's like
It's not the company, it's the type of I thought it was the company.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
I will give you the point. It's up to Neil. Give him the point if he gets a company.
Oh, sure.
Okay, Neil's
I
here.
feel nice today.
All right. So, was it one of the companies I said earlier?
I can't tell you that.
All right. I want to say no. What's the name of this car? Is it Chevy?
No. It's a
All right.
Ford Mustang.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess.
That's the most American car. That,
Is that the most American
It's
car? Do you
more-
think?
I would say people would identify it. Like for us, yeah.
So I would say like, cause whenever friends of ours like go to the U.S., they always like, I'm gonna rent a car and I'm gonna rent, and it's like a Mustang, like or a Dodge Charger Mustang or a Cadillac.
Yeah. I would say the Mustang is probably
Yeah,
there.
I think your parents would probably say Cadillac.
Yeah.
If you like texted your parents like, what's the most American car? They would probably say a
A
Cadillac.
caddy, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5 question for you, Neil.
Jamaican question.
No, American question.
Let's go.
This one's too easy. In what year did the world famous Disney theme park in California celebrate its 50th anniversary?
Oh, what year? Oh, jeez. Well, it's the one in LA, so it was the first one. I think that park opened in the 40s or 50s, so like 1996.
No. 2005 it opened in
Ah!
1955. You were close. All right, so that's 2-2. Toniel has a question in hand to take the lead now. No, 2-2.
No.
1, 2, 1.
2-1.
2-1.
Toniel can tie this up. Okay. Which famous TV show for its the one where opening format aired its 50th episode during its 3rd season in 1996?
Can you repeat that question?
It's not your question. You want me to
No, I
repeat
know,
it?
but-
No, but
Okay.
repeat. Yeah.
Which famous TV show known for its the one where opening format aired its 50th episode during its 3rd season in 1996? It's an easy one.
It's 3rd season in 1996.
It's a very easy question, bro.
Is this considered an American question?
Yes,
It should be almost everybody question.
it is everybody question.
1996.
And pay attention to
Can you
the
tell
one,
me,
the
can you tell me
one
one of the
where
main characters?
No, because
the-
there's a
the-
huge hint in there. He's already given you a
the
hint.
one where every episode is like the one where
I don't know if Tennille's ever watched it.
I've never
everybody's watched
Can I
one
do it?
episode.
I've
No,
never
you
watched.
can't. If you
There's no
want
steals?
no steals,
I've never watched this show before.
you've watched at least one episode.
You probably have, but he doesn't. It's not one of his favorites.
There
You know that.
are no black main characters in it.
Well, okay, that gives it away.
That's a hint.
Oh, Tennille, come on.
My brother.
Can I give him a hint?
No.
No, no more hints. Because I don't know. I really don't know. Let me take a wild guess.
Yes,
fucking
yeah.
guess.
Yes, stab in the dark.
The 3rd season.
I think you're focused too much on the season.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, but
That's
1996, the 3rd season, which means that it would be in its prime at that time.
Yeah, I like
You
going
know?
into it.
The Big Bang Theory. I don't know.
That was out in
That-
1996.
I really don't know.
That
Or
was
Xena, the warrior princess. Like,
that was a
really
better
don't-
guess than
As
me.
a member of the white delegation, I will answer this. The answer is Friends. I don't even like Friends.
Me either. I don't think I've actually sit down and watch a Friends episode by myself. Or
Well,
or consciously.
He likes How I Met Your Mother more, which is better.
Yeah.
Not really. I started watching that like
Oh,
a few
you
weeks
did?
ago. Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
good. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right. So Neil is leading.
Yeah.
Still 2-1.
Even though I don't get steals.
All right. Question. Caribbean question for Neil.
There we go.
Oh my! I can't give you this question.
Yeah, come on.
In 2012, actually, this will be a tough question for you. In 2012, which Caribbean country celebrated its 50th anniversary of independence from the UK?
Barbados?
No. It's Jamaica.
Oh, well, okay. That's a trick.
How is that a trick question? How is that a trick question?
Because Neil wasn't expecting to hear Jamaica.
I was expecting a different like. I was.
Yeah.
I was so.
But I-
it was such the obvious answer that
That's why I kind of gave it away. I was like, this is too easy. I thought you were going to say Jamaica first.
I don't know.
Tony, your question.
Yeah, there you go.
Which classic TV game show known for its "Come On Down"
Yeah, and this
phrase
TV.
is its 50th anniversary in 2012?
Repeat the question.
Which classic TV game show known for its "Come On Down" phrase celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2022?
The Wheel of Fortune.
That was not a bad guess. Though.
That's fine, guys. The Price is Right.
You see why I said it was important the order that you went in?
Yeah.
Okay. Neil, it's still 2-1.
Yeah.
Two questions
he's
to go.
Still, he's
so
still
if
up.
Neil
So
gets
I-
this
if I'm-
right, he wins. If Tony,
but still ask the question.
yeah, if Neil gets it
Yeah.
right, he wins. But if he gets it wrong, you have a chance to tie.
Then it's a
and there's
ball game.
Bonus question.
It's a ball game, damn it.
Okay. All right. What? It's too easy again. Neil.
I don't know, but I just
What major
dropped-
music festival in the U.S. celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2019, attracting thousands of fans every year since its first event in 1969?
Coachella? What is it?
Woodstock.
But they don't do that every year, though. That doesn't count.
But they celebrated a 50th anniversary.
But how is it an anniversary if they don't do it every year?
You know what? Don't ask me. Ask them.
You're right.
It's like they don't.
But this is the thing about Woodstock. They do what the fuck they want to do.
So there's Woodstock, and then there was Woodstock '99, where that one like ended in a riot, and they like were selling water for $15 a bottle. Yeah.
All right.
So-
Daniel, this is the most 50 question that I could think of.
Yeah.
And it's also your question to tie it around.
Let's see.
I want to help you.
Don't help me. I don't need your help, David.
All right. Okay. The famous 50 Shades series was based on a novel written by E.L. James. What year was the first book, 50 Shades of Grey, originally published?
My God. 50 years ago from now is...
You want to phone a friend?
I would love to, yeah. So which year this book was published first? This book was first published, I could say. Fuck it. 1974.
Oh.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Right?
That's not good. 1974, they were not doing this stuff.
I mean, they had,
What?
They had smut.
How did you know? How do you know this?
I was born there.
I was born. He's like 70 years
All
old.
right. All right. So that
I'm gonna
makes
guess.
Neil.
Wait, I want to guess, even though I don't get the point.
I was gonna give a hint.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna give a time frame, but then Tony would have to
I
have
think
another
I
shot.
kind of. Is it 2012?
2011.
Oh, it was close. Because I know the reason that those books even exist is because that chick was writing fan fiction, like Twilight fan fiction. And that's where that came from. So, like, her fan fiction on some weird website led to that. So, sorry, is that it? Yeah. Do I win? Woo!
So Neil is the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's so-
is used to Tony losing.
It's because Tennille's too busy living his life to know trivia.
Yeah.
So he's a good person to talk to, but not on trivia night.
All right. So
Yeah.
Davin, he had his quiz on things that are 50, right?
Yeah.
And now I have some fun facts about some things that come in the sets of 50 and also things that will turn 50 this year.
Ooh.
Which one should we start with, Neil?
Let's do things that turn 50. I think
Alright.
that'll be interesting.
Let's see.
This will make me feel old.
So things that will turn 50 this year or during this decade. Most of them are actually from this year.
Okay.
So things that will turn 50 this year. Post-it notes.
Oh. what amazing invention.
That was actually a very good.
Can you imagine
invention.
being the guy that just invented Post-it notes? That guy's just so
Yeah.
rich, and he's like, yeah, it's my Post-it note.
I think there's a
'Cause-
story
'cause-
behind it. I don't think he's rich. I think his idea was stolen.
Oh, he got. That sucks.
I think he invented it on company time.
Ah, that's why you always have to like
so
never work on company time.
so if so let me understand. If he did this during the company's time, it means it's the company's work.
It's the company's property because
Ah.
he like theoretically it's bullshit, but theoretically he's using company resources.
I
he's
get you, I
using-
get you, yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
their
yeah.
argument, which this is just there for companies to steal your
Mm-hmm.
stuff, is that if you're using the company's resources, it's not your individual invention; it is the invention of the
yeah.
company.
Oh, I was wrong. Actually.
Well, I mean that doesn't sound.
No, but you
That
wouldn't be so
happens a
wrong
lot.
actually. Yeah.
That happens a lot. I mean, Thomas Edison basically
This is what they're
Thomas Edison basically just did that with everything. Like
So it says here that Post-it was invented by accident.
most good inventions are.
So when Spencer Silver, which was an employee at research at 3M, was trying to create a stronger adhesive or aerospace industry, he ended up being able to create a weak adhesive that could easily be removed without a residue. Wow.
So he literally failed at his job.
Basically,
Well, that's
he made an invention.
I think most good most good inventions. I know you guys will laugh at the one I'm going to say right now, but they were looking for heart medication. Like I think
yeah.
they were looking for heart medication. What came out of this heart medication?
A pill.
Yeah, a pill to keep you motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep the blood flowing.
And they kept it, and they just kept it.
Yeah.
Because it worked for something else too.
Yeah, and they just made a buttload of money.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, what are we talking about, Neil?
Oh, yeah.
Then put it in the comments.
Yeah. What are we talking about, guys? Do you know?
Talking about
Tell
talking about
us.
something.
Tell us in the
Talking
comments.
about-
And this is a good time to ask you guys to like, share, and subscribe. All right, another thing that will turn 50 this year, the Rubik's Cube.
Ugh, I never even got close on those things.
No?
Did you ever
Me-
get
no,
close?
no.
I got like one side. I
Yeah,
think.
there was this one time when I was younger, I got two sides actually, the yellow and the green side. But I didn't know how to move it or whatever to do to get the other sides on board.
Shout out to Adam. Adam does them in his spare time. He can do all of them and he does like a different one. So he would be doing just a random one and he just get it in. He timed himself on it. I think he got it under a minute to do one. He was like, Devin, time me on this, and I was like,
Yeah.
And he got it in like a minute or under 2 minutes. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah.
But it was an impressive time.
Very impressive.
Man,
It'll
that.
take me a few months.
Do you think that those people are actually geniuses, like movies make you think, or do you think that they're just really
I don't.
good at puzzles?
For me, I don't think so. There's a strategy. There's a way to do it.
Exactly what Tony says. There's a strategy, like you have to move it in a certain way.
Yeah.
Where it once you get one face, you know you need to move it. So it's like there's an algorithm to it.
Yeah, basically, there's like
Because
an
in
algorithm
movies,
to
like
it.
especially like in the '90s, they would always, oh, he solved a Rubik's cube
Yeah,
in 8
he's smart.
seconds. He's a genius. Like, you know.
Yeah. The pursuit to happiness. I
That
was about to
movie's
get there.
good. That movie's good. But I have a fun movie theory I'll ask you guys later about. Speaking of Will Smith.
All right. Another thing that will turn 50 years old this year, and Davane might like this one. Bailey's Rum Cream.
Hey, shout out my
Bailey's Rum Cream.
my
They'll
people.
turn 50 this year.
shout out to the Irish.
Yeah. Shout out to you. And another thing that will turn 50 this year are the UPC barcodes that we use for shopping.
Oh.
This
Can you
was
imagine?
revolutionary.
Yeah, can you imagine like the cashier just had to know how much everything cost, or they had like
Yeah.
a giant list at the
Or
register.
they
or
do
something.
like what small stores do. They put the price tag on it instead of
Yeah,
the
that too.
barcode.
Yeah, but then
It will be a much more work.
It's more for like the stock, the inventory.
Yeah, it's more for the
When
inventory.
to order something, when to, you know.
I bet cashiers were just awesome at math back then because it's just like
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I got good at like.
as a
basic
as a
math.
stock boy
No.
or as a cashier.
Like,
My sister has a grocery shop. so
Oh, cool.
and like imagine like having a backed up line in Walmart or in Mercadona, and you're there putting numbers in. That shit actually makes you nervous.
I'm less scared of a backed up Mercadona line than I am of a backed up Walmart line. Very different vibes. Very different vibes. Because the backed up Mercadona line, like the Spanish are used to just
They
chilling.
say, "Me cago en
Yeah,
Dios."
and it's like, you know, there's
That
just
tal da no
you just have
huevo.
your Spanish cougars waiting in line in front of you. At Walmart, you just have like, I need to go. God damn it! We're holding up my line. Well, now in Walmart they just have all the self
Self-check-ins. Your self-checkout.
Hey, how to fight self checkout?
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting vegetables or fruit, you just scan it as something else. That's called. my dad
God.
calls it the Papa Healy discount because my grandpa was a charismatic character.
Ay.
Grew up in the Great Depression, had to do what he had to do.
Yeah.
So my dad's like, oh, he would love self-checkout because all of a sudden he's buying like, if my
Yeah.
dad's buying an expensive vegetable, it's like all of a sudden it just turned into parsley.
Or into a tomato.
And then it's like, and my dad is like 68-ish, 69,
You know,
around
my dad
there.
is about that
So-
age. Yeah,
so
yeah,
if
yeah.
he's old enough to be like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. Like it's plausible deniability.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the UPC barcode is 50 this year. Another thing that will turn 50 this year is the silver robotic arm that revolutionized automated production.
Oh, there you go.
You know, the silver robotic arm, you know, that does
like,
the things, moves things, you know,
How
all
many
of these
people got
things.
laid off from their jobs because of that?
Because of the silver arm, yeah. Who was the inventor of the silver arm? We want to know.
Yeah. Producer Devane. Producer D.
Another thing that will turn 50 this year is called the Heimlich maneuver.
Heimlich.
Heimlich maneuver. Do you know what this is, Neil?
Yeah, I've done
Explain
the
it
Heimlich
to
on
me.
somebody.
You've actually done it on somebody?
Yeah, I've done it on myself too.
I've never been unfortunate to have to use that on somebody.
You've been fortunate. Fortunate.
No. That's what I said. I've never
You've
been
not
unfortunate
Oh, okay.
to have to
So
be
it's
having
if
to use it
someone's
on
choking
somebody.
on something, you're supposed to like grab them from. They're supposed to grab them, like have your arms around their chest, and like I don't know. Some people teach you to do the thumbs or the fingers. So it's like you're supposed to. It's like right at the end of like here on the rib cage.
Yeah,
like,
right,
and then you're supposed to like.
You're putting your finger in the navel and then you pivot up and.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done it as the technically right way, but I've just put my thing here and then you
Again,
just kind
the
of
jungle
go like
way.
this. I was choking on a pen cap in like 4th or 5th grade.
Oh, pen
and
cap.
like I was like, because I chew pens. And then I just got down there, and in the middle of class, and it wasn't during art or anything, so it was just like, it was just really quiet, and like the teacher's giving a lecture,
yeah.
and then I'm just like, and everyone's like, Neil, what are you doing? Because I was just screwing around in class most of the time, so I said, Neil, can you knock it off? And I'm just like giving myself the Heimlich in the middle of class, and then a pen cap just shoots out of my mouth.
Oh my
It's
God.
like, Neil,
dude.
what were you doing? It's like, I was choking. so I've given myself the Heimlich.
So yeah, that turns 50 this year.
There you go. Look at us.
Robot arm was invented by David Silver.
Yeah, so David Silver, the same guy, you know the name of the silver robotic arm. He was one who invented the robotic arm. Another thing that turned 50 this year, Skittles.
Oh, gotta
Taste
love
the
Skittles.
rainbow.
My oh, come on.
Yeah, for
Natalia
for
found
Skittles, you taste the rainbow.
Natalia found Skittles in Spain in her little village.
It's
there.
it's really hard to find some
Yeah.
of these products, these American products here in Spain.
Yeah,
I've seen it here
Reese's
before.
are here. They have
Really?
Reese's
Really?
at Carrefour. You can find some Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah.
You know what I would love for them to bring here? My favorite cancer.
Cancer.
Yes. No, my favorite cancer. Pop-Tarts.
Oh.
I love Pop-Tarts. I
Pop-Tarts are
love,
good.
love.
Pop-Tarts
It's
are
been
good.
so many years since I've eaten Pop-Tarts. It's been more than 5 years, actually.
I wonder if you can make Pop-Tarts at home. I wonder if there's a recipe. that's
I'm
easy.
sure there is a Spanish version.
Do you
to
know how to
Pop-Tarts.
bake? Can you bake?
I know my way.
Can you bake? See, I'm
No,
not.
I can't- I can
I'm
cook,
not
but
a
I can't
baker.
bake.
Like my dad's a good cook, and my mom does the baking. I've never done baking.
No, baking is not
never
exactly
baked
for me.
anything.
Not exactly for me. I'm a
Yeah.
good cook. But the thing with baking, you have to be so precise
It's
with the
meticulous.
proportions.
See,
Yeah.
like what's cool about cooking? It's just like, some more rosemary.
Exactly,
Like, you know, it's like season with
ma.
your heart.
When I'm cooking, I put the amount of salt based on how I feel. Or I always like to
Yeah.
say, my ancestors talk to me. So
Let the
I'm putting
ancestors
salt and I'm like, a little more, you know. Yeah, and then that's it. Yeah, so I'm listening to my ancestors and they tell me put a little more salt.
Well, and some things you have
Yeah.
to continuously salt throughout it because like if you do it all at the beginning, it just kind of all goes away. But if you do
I
it at
see
the
that.
end,
I
then
get what
there's
you
too
mean.
much. So it's just you kind of have to. It's like a ration. You just
Yeah.
kinda have to do that.
It's also a cooking technique to season throughout like that.
Yeah.
Like small proportions, but you have one big proportion, but of that big proportion, you add small
instead
proportions.
of doing it all at once, you like divvy it out evenly throughout
Yeah.
the process. So, all right, what else turns 50?
Another thing that turns 50 this year is Stephen King's first novel called Carrie.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah.
I haven't read the book, but the movie's good.
Another
My
thing that
mom
will turn
loves Stephen
50.
King. Sorry, continue.
50 this year, the USA Privacy Act.
US.
The US Privacy Act.
And then we
Mm-hmm.
amended that with the Patriot Act. Which, I mean, not really, but kind of. Where it's just like, we think you're a terrorist. We can listen on all your phone calls.
Yeah.
Gotta love post 9/11 U.S. foreign and domestic policies. Continue.
Okay, Dayquil
Ah,
is 50. And also, the last one on this list, and then we go to something else about 50.
yeah.
The Volkswagen Golf
Oh,
is 50 this year. What
there
a
you
car,
go.
what a car.
That's the big van, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big stoner van.
So,
When I
Neil,
think of those, I just think of smoking in the back. It's,
Before we get on to other things,
Yeah.
I'd like to know, like, what is one thing that you'd like to do before you turn the age of 50?
turn the age
I
of 50.
have one thing that I would love to do.
Well, why don't you go first?
I would like to have a suit made for me.
Oh, like a custom tailored
A custom
suit?
made suit.
That'd be
Honestly,
cool.
it would be so cool to have something that's made for you,
Oh,
your measurement,
Yup.
specifically for you. There are things that, I like that are for me that I can buy, but nothing that has been like
Custom
custom made
you.
or fit for me.
That's why celebrities look better than the rest of the regular people. It's because all their
Because-
clothes are tailor fit to them, even like their
Yeah.
T-shirts and stuff. It's
Exactly.
like,
yeah,
why does
yeah,
Brad
yeah.
Pitt just rock a T-shirt better than me? And it's
Because-
just like it's because his
exactly.
T-shirts are tailored, probably. That would be awesome. I would love.
Yeah.
A suit would be cool. I feel like if I had more money, I would wear more suits. But then at the same time, I just don't work at a job where I need to wear
Well, yeah.
suits. So
Why not? Just wear suits. Just wear suits. That could be your trademark style,
yeah. But then, do you guys? I don't know if you guys. When you guys were in college, was there that one guy at the bar that would just overdress? And it's like, who's this fucking guy? Just like,
You'd see people.
oh yeah.
There's one behind the
but
camera
Devane's
right now.
not always like that though. I remember in college there was this guy that would come to just imagine the most American college bar you can think of. Shout out
Yeah.
to the Little Waldorf Saloon, and it was just everybody's in jeans and just drinking, and it's Thursday night and everybody's drinking $3 tequila shots, and then this guy's in like a really nice suit and trying to like, oh, if I wear a suit the girls will like it, and it's just like, all right, buddy.
He's,
Barney
yeah.
Stinson.
It's
the difference-
he's like Barney.
It's like
in How I Met
Barney,
Your
but
Mom,
Barney
yeah.
didn't work in college. Like, like everybody's just like, who's this fucking guy? Just, I don't know.
I get what you mean.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
because
just
nobody's working when they're in college.
Yeah, and
How,
it's-
how can you afford a
It's
suit?
just- so it's like, it's not, because Barney, well, I know his character always wore a suit, but his like, oh, I work at a big bank in lower Manhattan, so I wear suits. This guy's just like
He has an excuse
some
to wear a suit.
frat dude that's just, I'm going to wear a suit tonight because I want to be better than everybody. Just like, I don't
I
know.
would never do that.
No,
And
no,
it was like
no.
the full suit. It wasn't just a button down and like slacks. It was like the whole thing. He probably had some watch that looked nice, even though it probably cost like $40. Like, it's just like,
It's just
all
the,
right.
it's just the whole look, the whole
It's like-
appearance.
It's like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Like, take it easy. Take it.
Effective.
I don't think so. But I was
No?
not friends with this guy, so maybe it worked. I just did not see it work, if that makes sense.
So Neil, what's something that you want to do before you get to 50?
There's a few things. I would like to...
But something
So,
that,
like, number
that
one,
interests you.
I'd like to write a
Tell
screenplay.
me two
I'd
things,
like
two
to
things.
write a screenplay before I turn 50.
Interesting.
I think that'd be fun, even if it's not like good. I just
Yeah.
think crossing that finish
No,
line
like
would be
I think if you were to write a movie, Neil, or write a script, it would be something good.
Let's hope so.
Based on, because you're like a movie library. you're like a movie library.
I try
Neil.
my best. I listen to some people. It's just like, oh, like this Robert Alton film written by this guy and directed by this guy, and the
Yeah.
light, and it's just like, oh my god, like that. What people think that I know a bunch, and then you just hear these people that are probably on the spectrum in a good way, and they just know everything. It's like, oh yeah, John Ford, cinematographer from this to this. It's like, Jesus Christ. So that would be my big one.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I kind of just my goals are very like one step at a time type goals.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't think like 50 years in advance.
Me
Or I
either.
try not to. It's so daunting.
One thing for sure, that I would love to do before 50 is to have all my kids before 50.
Let's hope so, because then you can actually like participate in their lives.
That's exactly. Yeah.
I think 35. If you're gonna have kids as a dad, I think 35 is a good
Wait, the year to start?
like the year to, like of your first child. I think 35 is a good year because
I think 30 is a good year.
yeah, but like you're still 18. No, 35 is a good age because you're still young enough to do
Dad
young
stuff.
man things like picking up your kids, literally, running around with them, playing sports with them.
Yeah,
But you're
yeah,
also old enough where ideally you're in a good place financially, you are in a consistent relationship, maybe you have
You're right.
you own your own house, or at least you're in the process of getting your own house. Like I think it's like that sweet spot of where you're an adult, like you're a man, you know. I know your 20s you can you're a man, but also whatever, not really. Versus 35 is like they're like
Did you just
you
call me a
can't
boy?
blame your parents
Neil?
anymore.
You just call me a boy, Neil?
I'm not 35 yet, so no. You know, like in your 20s, it's kind of like delayed adolescence, but 35, it's like you can't blame your parents anymore.
No.
Like, you know, it's like it's you.
It's you. It's on you.
Yeah, like you've had your chances to figure out what you're gonna do, and 35 is like, all right, you're an adult now. Like you're like super adult. Like figure it out. So I think 35 is that good age for that.
Okay, then.
Oh, I have one more question for you guys.
Yeah.
You have one
You
more
want
question?
the mic? He needs one of those like side mics that the TED Talk people wear. Can you imagine Devane giving a TED Talk? That'd be great.
I am actually good at public speaking.
No, I know, but just the TED Talks format is great. It's like, what do we think of water? it's just some condescending crap. All right, what's going on?
Okay, this is a viral riddle that's going around.
I suck at riddles.
It's a riddle. All right, so what is the closest time to midnight? A, 11:55 a.m. B, 12:06 a.m. C, 11:50 a.m. or D, 12:03 a.m.
This is easy.
What's the closest time to midnight?
You can go first.
All right.
You can go first.
All right, so you said, so let me get this right. You said 12:06 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You said 12:03 a.m.
Yeah.
You said 11:50 a.m.
Yes.
and 11:55 a.m.
Exactly.
And what's,
So
go ahead.
11:55 a.m. is the closest to midnight.
Wrong.
Why not?
Neil, make your guess.
12:03.
Those are close.
A.m.
If you look at the clock,
But 12:03 a.m.
look at the clock.
Yeah.
Which one is closest to midnight?
3 is less than 5.
No, but when you think about close, all right, let me tell you my reasoning. When you think about close to midnight, you mean like how many hours would be left until you get to midnight?
No,
not literally. The clock is at 3:12. If you reverse it 3 minutes, it's midnight because that will never happen.
Yeah, but I didn't ask you what the next time in is. I said the
no.
closest.
I
to
know.
midnight.
I'm just telling you my reasoning.
Yeah, you reasoned it out linear. That's
You
why it's a trick
overthought
question. Trick question.
You overthought it.
All right.
All right. So, and then what's on the menu next, guys?
All right. So things that come in the set of 50, and then I'll get up and leave and let you talk to Davin.
Man, Devane's just hogs all the time. You guys need a table like the Rogan or all those ones where they have like the host and then
We
the
do
two
need
guys.
a table.
You guys need a table.
First of all, we need a sponsor to get us a table. We're looking for sponsors,
You can
guys.
scrounge a
Is there any
table.
company out there who thinks the Yardman podcast would represent their company well? You know, we're open to these invitations. Why not?
Give us money.
Basically.
Use your Jamaican ingenuity. Scrounge a table. Come on.
Or make one ourselves.
Oh, well, that too, maybe.
So, things that come in in sets of 50. 50 Cent, the rapper.
Shout out to Curtis Jackson.
50 Shades of Grey.
There you go.
There's 50 keys on a keyboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
And now, is that a regular piano also? Or do the keyboards just shorten it?
A keyboard.
A keyboard, okay.
There's 50 U.S. states.
Yeah. Do you
There's-
know the last state? The last state to become a state?
The last state to become a Nebraska.
No. Hawaii.
Hawaii. Ah.
The last two were Hawaii and Alaska.
How did you get to Nebraska?
Nebraska's like in the middle, too.
I don't know.
Nebraska, yeah. He doesn't need to think about Nebraska. It's fine.
That was the most random name I could find right now.
He's like, what's the whitest, lamest state that I can think of?
Well, no, Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming's very, yeah, that's true.
Another set of things that come in 50. Let's say there's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
And the last one, the number 50 on the periodic table is tin.
Cool. That's nice.
And some actors, this is for you.
Oh.
Some actors who have done more than 50 movies. Can
Oh.
you name two?
All right. Well, I saw one on your list, so I'm not looking anymore. So
All
I
right.
know one of them is Michael Caine, the one that I saw on his list.
So he's Batman's butler, Michael Caine.
I love how Michael Caine is just Batman's butler. He's done a lot of. He's done a lot of
he's
really
done.
good movies. All
But
right,
that's what
so-
I remember him for.
Yeah. He was great as Alfred.
as
He's my
Jeffrey.
favorite Alfred. John Wayne is one of them, probably.
Nope.
No.
Well, not on my list. Here.
So these aren't the only. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ones that you've listed. All right. So I'm trying to think of your taste. Not Denzel. I don't think Denzel's done 50.
No.
No Denzel.
No,
we'll
I
get
don't
to
think he's
Denzel
done
later.
50. Yeah.
We'll get to Denzel later. Well, since it's not just 5 of them, now I'm just name them.
Robert De Niro
My boy Bobby
from
D.
Goodfellas.
I
Yeah,
love-
yeah.
Robert De Niro is just great. I had students that didn't know who Robert De Niro was, and a little part of me died. And I wanted to criticize their family's parenting. Because this is how it went. When my mom would go out of town for a dog show, which is about once a month, once every couple weeks,
Yeah.
my dad's just like, I'm cooking. Put a movie in and watch put Goodfellas in, or put The Godfather in, so we would just watch all these gangster movies while my dad's cooking, and it's just great. So I was watching Goodfellas when I was like 13.
That sounds about right. My father used to put Western movies on.
Oh, my dad loves westerns
yeah,
too.
love Western.
Art-
Love Clint Eastwood and all these things.
He just picked 5
I
random
picked
ones.
5 people.
If you count Clint's acting and directing, he's probably done like 120.
Yeah. Another one on the list is Jack Nicholson
Oh yeah.
from, for example, The Shining.
The Shining. He was the first movie Joker.
Yeah.
Movie Joker. 5 Easy Pieces. He was great in The Departed.
Yeah, he was
Where
great.
he's
in The
just
Departed, yeah,
throwing coke on the bed for the hookers. It's just great. That movie's
yeah.
insane.
There's another one, and the last one on my list is Donald Sutherland from the Snow from the Hunger Games.
Shout out to Kiefer's dad. He's a great actor. I love. He was good in Ordinary People. He was good in A Time to Kill as the alcoholic lawyer. Like, just Kiefer's great. Donald's great. The whole Sutherland clan. Good for them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, gotta love it.
And Neil, my time with you has ended.
See, you guys need the whole table.
We need the table,
can
Neil. It
just
was
do
nice
that.
talking to you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Now you're in the producer seat. Now
Yeah,
you can
man.
ask us questions.
But it was really nice talking to you on camera. We've never talked on camera. This is not the first time, I hope.
The last
You know?
time.
I would love to have you back on the Yardman
Let's hope,
podcast.
yeah.
Welcome, David.
Yo! Jesus Christ! You can hit somebody with that thing.
It's hydrate.
No, come on. That there should be a pause tracker in the right top right corner. No, I feel like Devane does it as a joke half the time, where it's just like, oh, I'm walking straight pause.
Why would I pause?
I don't know.
straight?
I don't try to understand your logic for pause.
Bro.
I try not to, because it's
There's-
a lot of trivial things are on.
There's
that,
a method to my madness.
I guess,
there's
and
a-
it sounds exhausting.
It is not exhausting.
It seems
It's
exhausting.
like, you know what the pause is, and you you in your
You almost caught yourself. See, that's what I mean.
you in yourself know it. As a Tony, like, I don't know why I'm sitting on this side of the couch, and it just seems like I'm shorter, or
Well, I'm taller than you.
oh, that might be it.
I'm
might
like
be
2
it.
inches taller than you. That's why.
Pause.
That's what. 2 inches taller. I did not say 2 inches bigger. I said 2 inches taller.
Oh, just
Now I'm just doing it to bother him.
All right. So before we get started, bro, like,
Yeah.
some girls sent me some memes this week. And
Okay.
I normally do a meme of the week. I don't know if you've seen this trend. It's like women in male fields. Don't get alarmed.
Oh, jeez.
We're not going
We're
minister.
gonna get in trouble.
We're not getting in trouble. Don't worry. Your mom will still love you after this
And
podcast.
my mom is like Rosie the Riveter. She's like very like she builds stuff, she fixes stuff, so she's hardcore. So just
Yes,
Yeah.
she will still love you after
Let's
this
hope so,
podcast. All right,
because I don't want her
all
to
right.
beat me.
So it's a strength called women in male-dominated fields.
okay.
So it's like women posting memes, making fun of men, essentially,
well,
like
there you
stuff
go.
that we do that only men do because we're assholes.
Men.
No, just the shitty stuff that we do, like
Oh.
fuck boys and stuff like that. You know.
Well, I'm not one of those, so we can laugh at this.
Okay, so first one, she says, leaving him on red for 4 days, then replying, sorry, I got really slammed up with work, but let's meet up soon.
I feel like women do that even if they're not in male-dominated fields. That's
Oh.
funny.
The worst one, I was sleeping.
Wait.
I was sleeping. I was sleeping. Go the other way.
What you got?
I think women do this, but they don't give the same excuse as I've been banged up at work. They might give another excuse. Oh.
Banged up or banged out?
So, well, if I hear that will be alarming for a woman to say that.
Got
But they would
slammed at
usually
work.
give,
God, I just got thrown around at work.
but they would give another excuse. Come on, I think.
The most popular one that I would say is like, oh, I was sleeping
For 4 days.
for 4 days.
For 4 days. Oh, sorry, I forgot to hit send.
All right, next one. Women in male-dominated fields. When he sends a long paragraph about his feelings, I reply, LOL, you're being so dramatic.
Oh, man.
Guys do that shit.
Guys do that.
Guys do that.
Or at least guys, not smart guys.
Yeah.
These are all guys that are like 22, 23, 24, and they have not made enough mistakes yet to learn not to do
Still
that.
boys, as you said. They're
Yeah.
not 35 yet.
Yeah, like
They're not
we're
men
not.
yet.
The idea of being a man is a lot different now. Where we would send 16-year-olds to go die in the legions of Rome, and now we're
They're kids.
now they just now they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, what are taxes? Do I need to file a claim?
How often should I shower?
Can I go in the shower with you? Like, well,
Pause.
No, because that's what girls say. That's what when girls are like, I'm gonna go take a shower, and then the fuckboys are like, oh, without me. Yeah.
We are all guilty of using that line.
Yeah, but like in high school, not when you're an
I'll still,
an adult.
I'll still use
Was this
that
like 2
line.
months ago for you? Like,
I still use
aw, dude, come on.
I will use that line until I die.
Oh,
Probably.
jeez.
Yeah. Some things are just the classic, you know? Right.
All right, continue.
Women in male-dominated fields. When I tell him, you're not like other guys.
Oh, there you go. See, I feel like that is meant to be a compliment, and like I think it is, but see, people just take it wrong. Where it's just like, what? Oh,
Pause.
come on. You're just doing it on purpose.
I'm discussing with you.
The thing is,
I just think people don't know how to express like, oh, like you're such a refreshing change of pace. Like, oh, like you're really interesting. Like I haven't met anybody that stimulates me as much. Like, am I intellectually as much as you do?
You're
like,
saying it differently, but if
Yeah.
you say you're different than other girls, it's like she's heard that from the last 10
Yeah,
guys. Like you're not
and-
saying anything new.
No, definitely, I agree.
I think it's all about people not wanting to be compared to anybody else.
That's another.
There's
big
this
one.
individual, then
Yep.
there's this individualistic look that we have about ourselves. Nobody should compare me to another guy because I'm not another guy. You know, so people don't like to be compared.
Yeah.
But you're right. It should be a compliment.
Yeah, but
You
there's
know, but-
another way to phrase it.
There's another way to phrase it.
Like he just did. Neil has
Like,
bars.
it's like, like you're such a change of pace. Oh, you're it's so
Bombokla,
refreshing to be
exa-
around you.
Yeah.
I've never really met anybody that I can talk to and converse with like you, like whatever.
So it's just a wording. It's just a wording.
I used to be a writer.
I think
I used to be a writer.
No. That game came too natural. That's too natural. That's
Man,
too natural.
it's so
And I
funny.
know your girlfriend. So
Man, the thing was, like, when I was younger, I had no game at all. It was very much a just charge, like, dun, 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 like, let's see what happens.
hope for the best.
Yeah, like, you know, it was like baseball. You just get enough at bats, and sooner or later, you'll get a homer.
So you were the guy that went fishing a lot.
I would no, yes and no. So I would never go out like on a night out with my friends. Be like, I'm just gonna talk to every girl I meet. Like I was never like that because I hated guys that were like that because it just kind of dampened the mood. And it's like, hey, let's just have fun. And then if a girl is talking to us, then that's part of it.
True.
But I like
Not the mission.
if I felt any kind of connection, be like, hey, like I was more blunt than I probably should have been. It's like, hey, you want to go out sometime? Like instead of like leading up to it, where it's just like, hey, just met you.
That's
What's up?
that's a lost farm though. Like just being direct with someone and tell them exactly what you want.
I love
People don't do that.
I just
anymore.
love direct dating. It's just great. Whenever I just like meet a girl for a couple minutes, like, hey, you're cool. Do you want to like get a drink sometime or like get some
that's
pizza?
boring, bro.
It's like, girl, it's like let's get some food sometime. Yeah. Or like no, but it's like, all right, cool. Yeah, then I'm done. Instead of like doing like, and I don't mean that in a disposable way. It's just like if you're not interested, I want to know now and not in 4 days
Not invest
or in 2 weeks, where it's just like the bullshit back and forth texting.
Yeah, get it out of the way. I agree.
It's just just if this isn't gonna happen, let's just find out earlier.
You know within a certain period if you're attracted to someone or not.
What is it? The stat? It's like within like 11 seconds, a woman knows if she'll want to sleep with you or not.
I don't know.
I've heard. I don't know what the time is, but it's not.
There's some time.
It's very quick, and it's just like if this isn't gonna happen, you could just. I remember one time I was at a bar. I asked for a girl's number, and she was like, I have a boyfriend actually, and she didn't do it in like the snobby, I have a boyfriend. Like she was just like, okay, just to let you know, I have a boyfriend. Do you still want it? Like, do you still want the number? And I was like, you know what? No. But I didn't say it in a mean way. I was like, oh, actually, you know what? If you have a boyfriend, I think we're good. But thank you for being honest. And then that was the end of it. Everybody went home. Nothing dramatic happened. And it was great. Just be honest. It's not that hard.
Some guys would take the number still.
And that's another thing.
That's
like,
a crack in the armor. That's a crack.
dude, 99% of me being like, I would obviously never cheat on anybody that I'm with. 99.9% of that is because like I'm a loyal person and that's morally wrong. The other 0.01% is that is way too much work to just juggle that many women where it's just like, oh my God, I have to talk to 5, like those guys where they have like secret families and like 5, they're like banging 5 chicks at once. And it's just like, dude, how do you have the energy to mental stimulation to just do that?
I don't know if you know Kyle Walker, a football player. He's one of the fastest runners on the pitch, and he had a secret wife, secret family.
Jamaican heritage.
Hey, maybe that's you know.
That's it.
Is that a positive or a negative for the people?
I don't know, bro. All right, next one. Women in male-dominated fields kiss his forehead and play with his hair, then dip and never talk to him again.
Okay, that's very specific.
No, it's because it's like one of those very intimate things. If you do that, it's like we're at this level now. A forehead kiss is something that you just don't do with anyone, bro.
I think it depends. If it's a soft forehead kiss, look, we're in semantics now. Soft forehead kiss, intimate. But like, I don't know.
How else are you gonna do a forehead kiss?
Like Godfather 2, but Godfather 2 is like, look at this fucking guy. It's like, yeah. Like, you know, like the Italians do like on non-intimate kissing, like look at this fucking guy.
But I would never.
I know Jamaicans don't. I know that's a cultural thing, but not all forehead kisses are intimate, but most of them are.
Okay.
All right.
Women in male-dominated fields. When he accuses me of talking to other guys, so I hit him with, whatever. I'm always the bad guy.
It's deflection.
Toxic.
Yeah, toxic. Women in male-dominated fields. When he asked me to post him, so I hit him with the, I don't even use Insta like that.
I actually don't use Insta like that. I actually don't. No, so like, I'm so thankful that my girlfriend doesn't do social media like that because I have friends that have like 20-something-year-old girlfriends.
Be
And
thankful 5 times, Neil.
oh
Be
my
thankful
God, it's
5
just great because it's like why didn't you share me on? Why didn't you? Oh, my least favorite one. Why didn't you wish me happy birthday on Instagram? It's like I've never wished anybody happy birthday on Instagram with like pictures of them. Yes. Like I would never do that. That it's like I will send texts. I will like go out to dinner with you. I will get you stuff. Like I just brought Natalia like a bag of like cool Italian food, like pasta from Italy and like some special cheese and like salami and stuff. Like I'm not against celebrating with you, but I just don't like social media like that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Then it becomes work as well. Because if I start posting you, if I post you for your birthday,
then I have to post
Neil for his birthday. And if I don't post Neil for his birthday, then he gets upset. You posted Neil. Aren't we the same level of friends? Then I don't.
It's like MySpace.
I don't post another. Yeah.
It's like MySpace. It's like the MySpace.
And you sometimes you deliberate. You literally forget. Like it's just in the register. So now I'm like every time one of my friends has a birthday, Facebook made it easy. You could just tap happy birthday. Now you have to post as well.
That'd be a great list. Funny, stupid reasons why I won't delete my Facebook. And birthdays is like might be number one.
That's the number one reason to still have Facebook, I think. It reminds me of people's birthdays.
People's birthdays, people having kids, people dying. Like, it's just that's
Facebook, it was our life back then. And we've held on to that part of
Oof. Have you ever had like memories, Facebook memories of stuff that you've posted and you looked and it's like, woof. Woof.
I posted some in some podcast episodes.
I never
some
used,
of my quotes.
God, I never used punctuation. I just would never use periods. I would never I would write like ha 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 like 5 and it's just like, oh my God, this is awful.
My memory 10 years ago on this day. The waiting time at government institutions is no joke. 3 exclamation marks.
3 exclamations. And like no specifics about what office you're at, like what you're doing. Like I think for that 5 to 10 year run, everyone's just like, everyone needs to know what I'm doing all the time.
True.
And it's just like movie reviews or like oh, that game was great. And it's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah. So true, bro. So true. All right, 2 more and then we're done with this and then we can actually have a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. When I tell him I am not ready for a relationship, but we can still hang out.
I don't know if I've ever used that one.
Yeah?
No, because none of my let's just say that it never got to that point a lot of the time.
Okay.
Where it just kind of ended mutually.
Okay. Fair. Women in male-dominated fields, the last one, gaslighting him by saying, "Are you okay? You've been acting really insecure lately."
Oof,
after he asked me about my guy friends.
Oh, Jesus. Can we talk about opposite gender friends and the paranoia around it?
Ooh. I thought you didn't want to do one of those podcasts.
No, but
you see what I was telling you? You see what I was telling you?
But I just want to say one thing. If you don't trust your person that you're dating, then you shouldn't be dating them. That's just either you don't trust them or you are not at the emotional point in your life to be trusting. And either way, you just need to be by yourself. Because it's either they actually are untrustworthy or you're paranoid. And either way, it's not a good recipe.
There's a lot of insecurity.
Now, question. You're going to laugh about this question. Can you have a best, I think friendships are in tiers. It's best friend, you have 5 best friends.
You cannot have 5 best friends. Best means it's 1.
No, but I don't think of it that way. I think of it tiers. Where it's you have your groomsmen.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the guys that would
ones
be
that would carry your coffin.
That would be on your What can you have an opposite friend in tier 1 friendship, like an opposite gender friend in tier 1 friendship? So I think you can if you are not attracted to each other.
Yeah, but if you're attracted to each other, then there's always that.
Yeah.
That it always looms over the friendship. It's like we both know we're attracted to each other, but for some reason we're not doing anything.
Yeah. I think.
And your partner will pick up on that.
I think so Family Guy had a great line for it where it's just they were making fun of When Harry Met Sally, where the whole movie they're asking that question, can men and women just be friends? And the Family Guy was Peter's I think you can. Yeah, you can, but they're the 5th friend you call. So they're not your number 1, but they can be in the circle.
Yeah.
So let me ask, what about What about somebody that you're not attracted to, but like somebody who you used to be involved with, but you guys never amounted to anything, and now you guys are friends?
Involved is a very vague term.
Involved meaning that you
Did
had
you
a
have
kiss,
sex?
you had a dance, no sex. You had
No
a kiss,
sex,
you had a
it's
dance,
doable.
whatever. You texted for a month and then it just didn't work. But you see this person as
Yeah.
a good person, you just become friends with
I
them.
think if you don't cross that line, then you can. But once you've like had sex, then there's always that.
Depends on the value that you place on it.
I guess. I don't know. I had a friend for a long time where like we dated for a tiny bit, flash in the pan, didn't work out, but we stayed friends for like Devane has met this person. And
Psycho.
oh Jesus. Yeah, that did not work out, but for very different reasons. And I think it is possible, but you have to define keep it friend. Don't mix the waters.
Yeah, they're you have to set like when you have a partner, you have to set your boundaries.
But then at the
Certain
same
things you used to do, you can't really do, even if it is all meaningless. It
Yeah.
comes down to respect as well, and how it looks as well.
yeah.
You know, like we're best friends. Me and this girl, we're best friends, and she used to sleep over at my house. Well, now I have a girlfriend. Like, even if nothing is gonna happen, that's a bit weird.
You definitely can't share a bed. Like
Yeah.
you got to put her on the couch.
Yeah.
You can't give up your bed for her either. If you
It has to be a good reason why she sleeps over. It can't be
like
like
she's drunk and
yeah, she's drunk, or it's a bit too late, the roads are wet or something, but it can't be like, oh, I'm coming over for a
the
sleepover.
roads are wet. Roads are wet. Heyo. One-way street. I think, and I mean, and it depends on how secure your
Yeah,
girlfriend or boyfriend is. Like I've lived with women for like 3+ years now, and my girlfriend has never cared because But if
Yeah.
I was dating a person that was more paranoid about it, then it'd be a whole thing. And it's like, well, I can't move out, so I don't know what you want from me. So
Also, it depends on how well your girlfriend knows your friend as well.
yeah,
That if your friend and her don't get along, then that's a problem.
and if your roommates are hot. And I know that shouldn't be part of it,
No,
but it absolutely is.
It creates insecurity.
Oh my God, if
If your
you
partner is not very secure about themselves, it will create insecurity. Because they see that this person now has competition.
no, obviously, like I don't want to say I have or have not lived with the hot roommate because then people who I've lived
Roommates
with,
will probably be
they
watching
might be like,
this.
what do you mean you've never lived with a hot roommate? But I've had a friend live with a super hot girl, and it just was like, didn't go great. Just why do that to yourself? Because then you're probably gonna, then it's just.
Wait, stop looking at me, dude.
I got. Well, I was talking about you. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, bro,
We've
yeah.
done enough relationship talk. It's a podcast. We have to.
It's
in the bylaws.
It's like you can't see three men talking and we don't talk about women. That would be a pause. Oh, yeah, but
the opposite of the
So
Bechdel
last
test.
week we went to watch The Gladiator, probably one of the most highly anticipated films of the year, and we did an episode where we said we'd give a quick review. That's one of the main reasons why I brought you here. You're the movie guy.
Ah.
Tony Lee is my friend. That's the conscious guy, reasoning guy, the late guy, the vegetarian guy, the pescatarian guy, the reasoning guy.
Yeah.
He plays that role in my life.
He
in my
does.
life,
I always-
you are the movie guy.
I always joke that Tennille, and I've told Tennille this, that Tennille would be great in a Disney show as a kid's imaginary friend.
Yes, because he'll keep the kids so
Yeah.
calm. The kid deals with anxiety
Yeah,
attacks.
yeah. And it's like Johnny's friend Tennille, like that's like, and it's some weird kid in like Nebraska, but then his imaginary friend is Jamaican for some reason, and then just never explain it, and it's like, Johnny, you need to calm down. You cannot be yelling at your teachers like that. You have to show some respect, man. Like,
Yo,
that's how he
line
would,
for line.
that's how he would say
Verbatim,
it.
that's exactly how he talks to his
Hey,
students. That's
listen.
is he lying? Is he lying?
And but then it's like, and then the best episode would be like he has a crush on a girl. It's like, listen, I know girls can be scary, but you have to be confident in yourself. And if she doesn't like you, bomboclat, that's nothing. Tennille is the imaginary friend in a Disney show. I'm telling you, this would be
Okay,
great.
if the podcast makes it, we'll send it to Netflix first. They take every idea.
God, that's so true.
Your screenplay idea.
Yeah, maybe that's Tennille, imaginary Tennille.
You can write it and give him credit.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right. But anyway, so Gladiator.
Yeah. I anticipated. I want to hear your thoughts on it, and then I'll share mine.
Okay. I think if you go into the movie expecting Gladiator, you are going to be disappointed. If you go into Gladiator 2 thinking it's not going to be as good as the first one, but it's still going to be fun, you will be entertained. In the words of the great Maximus Desperaspiridius. Are you not entertained? Oh. And I was entertained. I made a list. We can go over it.
Yeah,
things that I liked, things that I didn't. I don't know if you want to give your stuff first, and then I go into that.
No, do your thing, bro. Okay. You're the guest. You need the most talking time.
So I told Natalia I would not hog all the mic time.
No.
So here's my likes and dislikes.
That's a long list, bro.
I'll go through them quickly. And it's just the top 2. The rest of them are different ones. Likes and dislikes. Number 1 for likes, Denzel was amazing. I love Denzel so much. He's one of my favorites, and you could just tell
Oscar winning?
I don't know about winning. I think he'll get one of those old guy nominations to get him in the first couple rows at the Oscars, so then they can make jokes about him. It's like, oh, and here's Denzel. I don't know if he'll win. I also don't know the field. It's going to be a weaker field this year because of the strikes. The last 14 months ago, they kind of delayed a lot of stuff. It's going to be a weak field this year. So maybe he'll get it combination of old guy we like, weak field, and he did give a good performance. Tennille.
So there's a not so fun fact
about Denzel. Don't do this to me.
No.
No, wait. Don't ruin Denzel.
No, it won't be about Denzel, but it's about somebody who played the same role that Denzel played in the earlier movie, in Gladiator 1.
Oliver Reed.
A not so fun fact, that guy actually died during the movie filming,
Mm-hmm.
but on his own account, by his own fault. So he was a drinker, right? He used to drink a lot.
I have a funny story.
Drink.
About Oliver Reed's drinking.
And what happened apparently was that he saw some sailormen who at a bar in Italy. They were in Malta.
Yeah,
sorry,
because they were filming.
And he had a drinking competition with him.
That's the most Oliver Reed story ever.
He didn't walk out of the bar.
That's the way Oliver Reed.
They basically had to finish the movie for him.
And you can tell in the movie, you can tell when his the last 10 minutes of the 15 minutes of the movie, you can kind of tell the parts where they had to sub in somebody else because the guy was dead. Like when he's walking across the courtyard, it's a wide shot and it's the lighting's dark, and then he has the keys and they're only showing the arm and then his neck down, they're not showing his face. And then when they kill him, it's a weird shot from earlier in the movie where it's shadows and dust, and then they're stabbing him from behind. So they did a good job masking that this guy died. But yeah, as Tennille said, Oliver Reed, famous drinker. Him, Richard Harris, Peter O'Toole, all those old, mostly Irish, but Oliver Reed was English, famous carousers, drinkers. There's a great story. My dad loves to tell this story. They were all drinking one night in Ireland. They went to a pub, and the pub was closing. It's we don't want it to close. We got to close it, guys. So they were blacked out, and they're well, we're going to buy this pub so that it doesn't close tonight. And they bought this pub just blacked out drunk. And then they woke up the next morning. It's wait, what? What did we do? And they go back to the pub, and the guy was like, I'm going to give this back to you because I know that you don't actually want this pub. So good for that guy. But yeah, Oliver Reed, Peter O'Toole, Richard Harris, famous drinkers. Oh. So that was why Denzel was so anticipated, because everyone was well, he's going to finish the job that Oliver Reed started, because Oliver Reed didn't get to. They had to rewrite the script a bunch because of that. So yeah, Denzel was great. Loved him drunk in the court and at the Roman parties where he's just he had fun. You can tell he had fun.
He had fun making this.
My favorite line was when he does all the conniving political stuff, and then he's and that, my friends, is politics. Politics. And he just chewing the scenery. Just absolutely nailed it. So Denzel, great.
He had some great quotes in the movie, honestly.
The pacing was excellent.
I disagree.
So every 10 to 15 minutes, something exciting was happening. So I'll explain in
Go,
my
do your thing,
dislikes.
do your thing.
Good pacing. Everything and something exciting happened every 10 to 12 minutes. It was a typical action movie. Like there's not a lot of like Roman Senate people talking like where drones on. Every 10 to 12 minutes, something cool happens. You can debate on how cool the cool things were, but something happened. Lots of battles. Not one amazing battle, but lots of like sevens. Like, lots of battles. Both of the emperors were awesome. I thought both of the emperors were great because...
The mental illness and the balance.
Well, because the Roman emperors, man, like if you read about the Roman emperors, they were absolutely nuts towards the end, where they're just like Commodus times 50. Like, where they're just like lots of incest and then these weird orgies and they're like naming their horses to the Senate and they're just like Caligula. No, seriously, that actually happened. I think it's Caligula. I'm pretty sure it's Caligula named his horse to the Senate. So, and then
monkey's not too far off.
No, so that's where that came from.
Spoilers.
Yeah, so we're doing spoilers. Sorry, everybody. I think so. Caligula, when he was going to invade England, or he's going to invade Britannia, as it was known, and then he's just like, wait, Poseidon or Neptune isn't going to let us cross. We have to fight Neptune. So he had his guys stabbing and fighting the water.
And they did it.
And because this is the emperor, he could just kill you if you didn't do it. So you just like, can you imagine these legionnaires just like, what the fuck is this fucking weirdo doing? And it's like, I would just be stabbing the water. That's when you just act. It's just like, come hither, Neptune! Just stabbing the water.
To play a part in that farce is just something.
Well, and that's what, what else can you do?
Yeah, you love your life.
The only thing you do is just like, I'm not going to go far deep in the water to drown in all my armor and shit, but I'm going to be on the shore just like stabbing the shit out of the shoreline.
Spearfishing.
Yeah, you gotta sell it. And it's like, Emperor Caligula, I have defeated the ocean. It's like, very good.
Promotion for you.
Yeah, it's like, you are now a colonel. Pedro Pascal was underused, but when he was used, he was good.
I agree.
And he looks like a Roman general.
I agree.
He looks like those busts and those paintings of like Roman generals, and he looked good in the armor, and he looked good fighting. Like he was some actors are not good with the physical acting. Like when you watch a sports movie and you can just tell that Michael J. Fox has never played a sport before. It's like when he's in Teen Wolf and he's just like the layups are just cut to of like a close up of the basket because he can't fucking play basketball. This guy is obviously a very physical actor.
He did it in Narcos when he
Narcos
he was excellent as Agent Peña.
Yeah, and he sold the physicality. So like when he like took the shield on the boat and he's like leading everybody and they're doing the swords.
Very realistic in that sense.
He sold the physicality of it, and that's very difficult to do. That's one thing Russell Crowe was so good at in the first one.
Yeah. What's his name that's really good at the sword choreography? Superman, the guy that played Superman.
Oh God, I forget his name. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. The British guy. British guy.
Man of Steel?
Yeah.
The girl said that man is the man of the century.
Natalia's a big fan of him.
Yeah. They say he's the man of the century.
One gripe I have, I'm not we need to cast nationalities to the right nationality, but having a British guy play Superman, awful. It's the symbol of America, and we have a fucking English guy. I don't know. Whatever. That's a Neil thing. That's not an actual thing. But yeah, he's a good actor, and he looks like Superman, so it's fine. And then Henry Cavill. He's good, and he's
a good actor,
and he looks like Superman. Like he just has the jaw, and he just looks like Superman.
If you've seen like his swordplay fights,
the physicality is very important. And then the last thing I liked. This is going to be controversial. I think you might disagree with me. I thought Paul Mescal was good. I thought the problems with his character were not his fault. They were the script's fault.
I don't have a problem with the acting overall.
Paul Mescal was the main guy.
The main guy.
He was Lucius.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of the acting.
Now,
really.
I'm biased because Paul Mescal is a fine Irishman from Dublin, and he, it's a big moment for the people. So everyone was very excited, and I thought he did a very good job. The problem, if people have problems with him, I think their problems are with the story, and not with.
That's my biggest problem.
And not with him. So I don't think the criticisms of him are fair.
Okay.
Now you can say he's not Russell Crowe, and it's like, duh. Like very few actors in the history of Hollywood are Russell Crowe in 2000, where it's just like the peak of we will follow this guy. He like if we're gonna
The
talk
charisma.
I made a fun list of, since we're talking about International Men's Day a little bit, movie characters with positive depictions of masculinity. Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Charismatic, strong, fortitude, has the fortitude in his convictions, but also like, you know, calm, stoic, humble, cares about his family, just wants to work on his farm. He just wants his men. He cares about his men. You know, like that scene where they're in the trenches. No, he cares. They're in the military. Come on. And he's like, every time like they're all like general, and he like does like nice like shoulder thing or gives him like little playful punch to the gut or like whatever. Like it's like the guy you'd want to work for.
Okay. So they tried to pull this off in the Gladiator movie, like all the men liking Pedro. But it came to a point where like there was no development apart from him biting the monkey and him rowing the thing. There was not really any story development to why these men will have some form of allegiance and you know, to follow him in that regard.
Yeah.
And another area when it comes to I used to be mentioning underused. What's the black guy that dies? What's his name again?
Oh yeah, I don't know his name, but anytime there's an ancient movie, they have him. He's the guy that got kicked into the pit.
Peter Mensa. Is
the black guy that was so he's the guy that got kicked in the hole in 300. He's the guy that got kicked in the
he's the guy that gets bitten by a fucking baboon.
The monkey gets, and he's the guy in the Stars show of Spartacus. He's the gladiator teacher. He was so anytime there's an antiquity movie, they just get him.
Yeah.
And he was good too. I wish that he was like 10 minutes of him.
He's underused. I wish he made it. He should have made it to Denzel, to training.
Yeah, I agree. I think this movie should have just been 3 hours. But modern audiences are just so like, oh my god.
No, people would have watched it. People would have.
I know, but like the studios are so like, we need to have 2.5 hours so we get more screenings, so there's more shows, so more. And if it was just 3 hours, I think that half hour would have been good. Like, have you guys seen Kingdom of Heaven?
No, I haven't.
So it's another Ridley Scott movie, the director, and it's like a Crusader movie. And the original theater cut is kind of like Gladiator 2. You can debate which one's better. Fun, cool battles, iffy character work. But then at the same time they were editing the theater one, they made the director's cut. And Ridley Scott's famous for director's cut. Alien, Blade Runner, like all those director's cuts. And this director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven is like one of the best movies of this genre ever. But nobody knows that because it's the director's cut.
So hopefully we'll see a director's cut.
That's what I'm thinking, because Ridley Scott is famous. He's probably the most famous director's cut director, where it's just like the Blade Runner has like 4 director's cuts. It has like one with voiceover, one without voiceover, pacing. Like the Alien director's cut is better than the original Alien because it kind of smooths some things out. So if there's like a 3 hour and 10-minute director's cut, maybe there's more Pedro, maybe there's more Paul, maybe there's more.
Release that on HBO.
Director's cut, buddy.
HBO.
So those are all the things I liked. So we went through that pretty fast. Things I didn't like: too much story, not enough space. We kind of talked about that a little bit. They had so
much potential.
Well, the thing about Gladiator 1 that made it so great is that it's so simple. Part of that was because they had no script and they were just kind of writing on set. And like they had to rewrite because Oliver Reed died. And so like they're just kind of writing pages as they're like, we have this battle today. What are we doing? So they had to keep it simple. And so the whole Gladiator 1 is like, this guy wants revenge for his crucified family. This emperor is a psycho who wants to bang his sister. Very simple. This movie, it's like, this guy wants revenge, but he's also the former prince, so he doesn't know what to do. His mom, but then Pedro also wants to overthrow the emperors, but the emperors are doing this, and then Denzel's scheming. This would have been a perfect miniseries.
Yes.
Like a 10-episode, 12-episode
even
miniseries.
8. Just 8. 6 to 8.
But it would have been a great miniseries because you could just do all the Denzel stuff. You could do all the Pedro stuff. You could do all, like, it's kind of like
everyone gets their screen time.
I'm watching the HBO show Rome from like 2005, and it's all the same stuff. You have all the scheming and conniving. You have all the battles. So they just bit off more than this movie really needed. But I feel like they were under pressure to. It can't just be Gladiator 1 25 years later. But at the yeah.
For me, it could have been.
And people would have been happy.
I think, and I would have been happy too. But, you know, creative
Like
people
Top
want to
Gun.
be different. Well, Top Gun Maverick is different from the first one because it's more, speaking of masculine characters with positive masculinity, it builds on this father-son figure relationship between Goose's kid and Tom Cruise. So,
they picked the storyline and they stuck to it and it worked.
God, that Top Gun Maverick's amazing. That movie's so good. It's one of my favorites. Jumbled script, kind of went over that. Too much going on. Not enough Pedro Pascal. We said that. Iffy CGI. And I knew going in that there was going to be, and the
sharks
monkey
in the water.
The sharks, I thought, looked whatever. Like, they didn't show
No,
them.
that looked very cartoony.
But they weren't on screen long enough. Like, they should have just learned from Jaws, not show the shark too much, because then, like, the monkeys were where I was like, okay, these don't look great. Like, they've looked very... I like the idea, but the CGI could have been a lot better.
Because the Romans actually used a lot of animals.
No, I know that. And they loved the animal thing in this movie. You had a rhino, you had sharks, you had the baboons. I thought the rhino looked solid. Like, the rhino looked okay. Like, I didn't look at the rhino and be like, oof. Like, the monkey I looked at, I was like, that doesn't
Everyone saw the monkeys and they were like, the monkeys and the sharks were very...
I think part of what could have helped with the story if they had just combined two of the fights. Like, I think...
Two of the animal fights?
Or two... So, here's the thing. I think... So, we're kind of going into, like, the script. Like, if we wanted more Pedro, have him on the boat battle. Like, have him on the boat where he's... They had him fight Paul Mescal because it's like, oh, like, he's in trouble for this. Just combine that fight with the boat battle. Because that was one of...
No. That scene was needed. When he... Spoiler, when he dies in that ring, that's said.
But they could have killed him in the boat battle. Like, they could have just had that climactic moment happen during the ship battle.
No, but we needed him to come back with some form of power. Like, we needed to say, like, his plan to overthrow the government. How would they?
No, I know that.
Who would have been the man to do that?
I'm just saying they could have done all that. Everything else with his character they could have done. But then instead of him going one-on-one with this guy, they could have just had that one-on-one moment during the boat battle. Because one of my biggest criticisms is that the boat battle was like 4 minutes too short or 3 minutes too short. That boat battle
very short.
That boat battle needed to be
a bit longer.
It needed to be this version's battle that in Gladiator 1, that first Colosseum battle where the chariots and they're cutting dudes in half, and like that needed to be the signature moment of the movie, and it just didn't do it. And I think if you take that Pedro moment and you put it in that battle, and then you have more battle, I
disagree. I disagree with that part. I would have liked them to be trying to make their way to each other, to fight each other. Like they see each other chopping down guys, and they're making their way, but they never make it to each other.
So maybe you have that. Maybe you have him. You still have the one-on-one, but maybe I don't know.
No, so you have it. So you have it kind of like. Well, if they had made it to each other, you would have killed his wife's son.
Yeah.
What if they'd made, and it would have been like a cool storyline. In the monkeys now, when you mentioned, I thought it would have been cool if when they were invading, they'd release the monkeys on the Romans. That would have been that would have been cool, right? That would have been cool.
It's like,
and they have to be fighting.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Like, I mean, Ridley Scott doesn't care about historical accuracy. He's just fucking throw monkeys off the wall. Who cares?
Exactly. And I think they just didn't want, because they even had a tiger in it, and they didn't have a tiger fight.
No, exactly.
Yeah, well, because they didn't want to do another tiger fight.
Yeah, but those are classic ones. Like,
I liked the rhino idea. I thought it was a cool callback with the sand, but then it like blocks the view of the rhino. I thought that was cool. There were a little too many. Hey, remember this from the first one? That's like modern blockbusters in general.
But people like the nostalgia.
I know, but it's just like the opening shot of the movie is Paul Mescal's hand in like a thing of grain, and it's like, oh, I get it because of the wheat. We get it, like just
because of the what?
The wheat. Remember in Gladiator 1 where he's like petting the wheat, and then the first shot is Paul Mescal's hand in a thing of grain. It's like, okay, I get it.
And the flashbacks as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another thing. I didn't write that on my list. You gotta show the river Styx to be a little bit more interesting than that, but that's my opinion.
It was the ocean Styx. It looks like they were on the ocean side.
I guess that's a big ass river, Mississippi River Styx. I don't know. I needed more from the stadium announcer. Remember how awesome
He was not memorable.
Remember the first stadium in the first movie, the stadium announcer? Maybe you could do a video where you like splice the original stadium announcer and then what I'm doing. I don't know. But like the first stadium announcer is like, on the barren plains of Zarma, and it's just like doing it, and it's like the mighty hordes of Carthage. Everybody's like, holy shit, let's fucking go. This guy didn't do that for me.
Yeah.
You need the epic announcer to do the voice where when in this first movie where he screams, the legionnaires of Scipio Africanus, and then the chariots burst out of the gates. You're like, holy shit, let's go. I'm going to jump in. Let's go. And this guy didn't do that. And it's a Roman thing, a Greek thing. All these movies need an awesome announcer, and they just didn't do it.
To hype up the bike. Because it was literally fights. You need an announcer. Like,
And the guy's voice was okay, but the guy in the first one, I think that actor's dead. So like, obviously you can't bring him back. But find somebody where it's just like, it's like, yeah, where it's
A
like
little
these
better.
barren brutes from nations like Gaul and Syria. And it's just like building it up. And it's like, oh my God, I'm ready to just fucking go.
to be honest, in the movie, I kept waiting for a intense moment.
And that boat battle should have been that.
It
should
never
have been
came.
that.
It never came. Even the final fight, the Denzel
With
fight.
Denzel. Well, you kind of knew where that was going because Denzel's 70. But yeah,
He's 70, but you can work around that.
yeah.
Like, you can have a younger guy.
Well,
doing
and
this
his
stuff.
character is 70. Like, as soon as they one-on-one, you knew he was going to die. But the one intense moment I can think of is some spoilers again, when Denzel and the Emperor with special needs, we can say that, kill the other Emperor. That was like, holy shit. Like, he just cut that dude's head off. Like, that was when, that in the script, they're just letting Denzel, like, just
Also-
go for it, buddy.
Yeah, also, like, that for me, like, it was a bit rushed as well. That area, like, no one flips on killing their brother in, like, space of 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, that character is not all there.
It was portrayed as mentally unstable.
Mentally unstable, yeah.
But fair enough. You've kind of covered most of the things I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't like the storyline that much. I felt there was more. You can't have big names like Pedro Pascal, probably the best actor in the world right now, be there, and I don't see how he got, apart from him being in love with the woman, like, how
Yeah.
did he get to be the general and get to the stage where he wants to
I
give it up?
guess.
Like, this man is a general. All his men will follow him.
I think they did an okay job with some of it. Like, I think you're in TV brain mode.
Could be it.
I
Like,
think
we
you're
want
in TV.
story. We want the
I know,
stories.
but you have 2.5 hours. You kind of have to. So I think he did a good job face acting in those scenes where, like, after he takes the city, he doesn't look excited. He doesn't look stoked. He's kind of like,
Then you're
we're
saying
doing this again. Like,
then don't use him.
I guess, yeah, they overwrote it.
Yeah, you use an actor like him. People want to see
Yeah.
him act. They
I
want to
wanted
see a
more
story.
Pedro.
Use someone else then.
Yeah, I wanted more story, more Pedro for sure. That was one of my big
Pause.
ones. More Pedro.
Pause.
And the last one, the music wasn't very good.
I can't. It's not memorable.
Forgettable.
The song-
Yeah, and it's like that's
Forgettable.
one of the best parts of Gladiator 1. Like, you're just like humming the songs like, like, and it's like, let's go. Or
They,
like
they gave up on the soundtrack.
and because I don't know what maybe Hans Zimmer's busy doing Dune. Maybe he just didn't have the schedule.
Dune series out. That's why as well.
Well, I don't know if he's doing the music for the series though. But anyway, just he was probably too busy doing Dune 2 to do Gladiator 2, and you could the music definitely was lacking in my opinion.
Yeah, music lacking. And backtrack a bit. The fighting choreography.
You didn't like it? I
It
thought
was.
some of it was solid.
It was.
It was solid.
No. It was realistic. A bit too realistic.
You wanted it more like Troy, where
Yeah,
Brad
when
Pitt
he
is
jumps
just-
and stabs. I needed to see some of that. Like, this man is coming to fight against trained gladiators, and you see him rowing for freaking an entire day, but the next day he has no
Yeah.
sore muscles and still goes to fight.
Well, I
An
mean,
elite
yeah.
warrior? No, it doesn't work like that. That scene was
Yeah,
that scene was to establish the charisma between him and the men.
yeah,
but
yeah,
it
yeah,
just,
yeah.
It just ruined it for me.
I guess I don't know. I tried not. So overall, I liked it.
All right.
Overall, I liked it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, no,
Like a
you can't choose 7.
Like a 6.5. Like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. I
You
think
can't choose 7.
so 6.5.
6.
So I think 6.5.
6.
I think I think there's more fun. I think this movie will be one of those in 5 years. Everybody's like, you know what? That was actually really fun. Like did you watch Troy?
Yeah, Troy is brilliant.
So because we were younger when that came out, but people like that were our age when that came out, it's like, oh, I wanted a little more. And I think when you realize that there isn't more, this is what you get. It's like, this is actually fun. Yeah.
I would like to get the take from someone who has not seen the first Gladiator but went to see this one.
I hope no one did that. I hope nobody did that.
Someone went with us that did
Sure,
that.
somebody.
Someone went with us that did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Neil. I think fucking hell, bro. You took up a lot of.
I know. I tried not to, but we were talking about Gladiator.
Look at that. That's the timestamp.
The hour and a half.
Yeah. Should we edit here? Do the tunes? Because I don't think people. We'll bring you back.
Okay.
What's
fair.
the next movie? We're not watching Wicked.
I'm not a big Wicked person either. I don't know. We got Oscar season coming up. I still the problem living here is like they don't get a lot of those, so I'll have to like bootleg the links or whatever. Bootlegging is not a pause.
Bro, you have confessed.
Do you know what bootlegging
No.
is?
I'm saying you have confessed to 2 crimes on the internet already. Today.
No, but I mean they say I will have to. You need to catch me doing it.
Catch you.
Attempted.
Yeah, they need to catch me doing
Intent.
it.
You have the intent.
But I mean, like, I intend to speed when I'm driving. That doesn't mean.
Yeah, you intend to speed.
No, it's like, you have to catch me speeding. You know. And so, all right. Well, then we can.
All right, let's call it there, bro.
Add a tune to the playlist.
Yeah, we're gonna do Toniel's tunes. What's your song that's on your playlist now?
Oh, I have to look at playlist. Hang on.
Yeah. This man. Whenever we're playing football, it's his music on the speaker.
But okay, so that doesn't count because
And he's playing some bangers.
so the key just
a song that you like and you would listen to. It doesn't have to be
on a
one that
playlist.
everybody likes.
Your song for
hang
you,
on.
bro.
So my Spotify is just really weird, where it's just like sometimes I'm in the mood to listen to like we can do
The Yardman Podcast.
Yeah.
Available on Spotify,
So
Apple Podcasts.
I love like
Every platform.
So I'll go like the genres on my like repeat. It's like 70s soul music, 2000s rock, 70s rock, like hip hop. Like, it's just like jazz, like just a bunch of random stuff. I love, so we can talk about this for like 2 seconds. So this song, The Best of My Love by The Emotions.
I didn't know
It's
that
like,
song.
you got the best of my love. That song is amazing, and they ruined it with that new song that came out where they sampled the same beat.
Which one?
I don't remember the name because I don't want to know that song exists.
But
I
all
know
those hits
sampling
from the
is part of
70s,
music. It's just this sample
probably
sucked.
Okay.
That's just I'm not against sampling. It's just I'm against bad sampling. But yeah, so
Okay.
Best of My Love, and it's the beginning of Boogie Nights, so it makes me think of that.
Best of his love.
Best of my
love.
love. All right.
All right.
Well, cool.
Thank you
That
for
was
joining,
fun.
bro.
Yeah,
I
dude.
appreciate it,
Yeah,
man. See you
sorry.
next time.
I tried not to hog too much time, but you got me going. You got
Pause.
me going on Gladiator.
Pause.
On Gladiator.
Pause.
No, I just did that one on purpose. All right. Cool.
All right.
Good show.
Let's transition.
Back again on the couch.
Yeah, Tony, and we switch sides. Daniel did a great job editing that in. But thanks Neil for joining us. He had to dip. He had lunch plans with his missus, you know.
Yeah.
This man is always on time.
Always. He's American, you know. That's the man.
So Tony, your tune of the week.
So, my tune of the week. Since we're doing a theme of 50 today, this year is actually the year that Bob Marley's album Natty Dread will be 50 years old.
Yeah.
So I'd like to add a song from that playlist. You know which one I'd like to add? I'd like to add this 2 songs actually. Natty Dread, which is a song from the Natty Dread album of Bob Marley, Natty Dread. And No Woman No Cry. You know that song was actually released before the live version made it like a big success.
Yeah.
There's 2 versions.
And then they did a revamp of it with Shensia for the Bob Marley movie.
Yeah, they did. So the original version was released in 1974 on the Natty Dread album. But later, they did a live version and a live show in England, and it became the most famous version.
So that's a song, bro.
Yeah, man.
I have a
No
song I
Woman
want
No
to
Cry.
add.
Tell me.
You won't believe what I was listening to this week. If you guess what I was listening to this week,
Is it modern?
if you guess what I was listening to this week, I will give you €100 right now.
What was Davian listening to?
I couldn't believe I found myself listening to it. Well, I knew how I got to it. I'll tell you how I got to listening to that, but I couldn't believe it.
Sheon Kuti?
No, like I listen to the playlist, bro. So sometimes
Some jazz?
no.
No. Ashake?
I will tell you this genre is not on the playlist.
You listen to a rock song, Davian? Well, which rock song?
I was not listening to
No?
a rock song.
The
I
beats
was listening to some Jamaican folk songs, some Miss Lou.
Where you find them?
They're on Spotify.
How?
They're on Spotify and
Really?
YouTube. I was like, carry me a
Garland State Market, what a quati go sell.
Yeah.
Everybody come feel up. Lord, what a
Saturday
night, not a bite. What a Saturday night. Yeah.
So I wanted Linson Market by Miss Lou on the playlist because I feel
Yes.
like we need some Jamaican folk song. And I listened, bro. Pile Janko,
Come me hold your hand, girl. Let me hold your hand.
I need those songs on the playlist, so I thought I don't.
Yeah, we do, you know.
Yeah.
I never know that you could actually find them outside of like,
They're on YouTube, released properly as well.
really, me need to check them out because I actually love these songs.
Yeah, man, she has an album on it. The album are folk songs. Them.
Wow, Miss
Yo.
Lou, big up Miss Lou.
Sammy got did market. I know Sammy plan
Pisa can donga goli.
Yeah, man, them tune there.
Yeah.
So that's me. A little folk music.
Why not? A little folk is always good. And look, Davian, there's something I want to start doing on the podcast.
Yeah, man, go for it, broski.
So, I want to introduce people again because we are number 50. And by the end of next year, we should be doing the last of this. So 50 awesome Jamaican words and phrases that would put Shakespeare to shame. This is actually an article I have to give credit to Alexis Chateau. Chateau, yes. She made this article.
You know her?
No, but I discovered her recently. You know, so let's start with a very basic one, which is Earth Strong. Earth Strong. What does Earth Strong mean, Davian? What does it mean?
It means it's your birthday.
It's your birthday. And we usually, like us men would usually use, say, blessed Earth Strong.
Yeah, man,
or
big
Earth
up.
Strong drinking.
Big up on your strong.
Yeah, so that's the word of the day today.
Earth strong.
Earth Strong.
Yeah, I put that in the notes recently, you know. End the episode with a quote or a word of the day. You know.
But that's the word of the day. Earth
Yeah,
Strong.
sometimes we just meant to see it. You know, you read it. You see it, man. Yeah, man.
And that was it, guys. That's it, guys. Thank you for joining
Yeah,
us. Hope you guys enjoyed this very special number 58 episode from the Yardman Podcast. Join us for the next episode, guys. Thank you for joining. Like, share, and subscribe.
See you for the next 50.
We're
We
out. Yardman Podcast are the one. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast. The Yardman Podcast. Tell you about the Yardman Podcast.
Subscribe now. We out.